So who do we have here?
Hi, my name is Clarisse and I'm an oil painter. This is my studio. We're in my studio right now and I have a few paintings on the wall. This is the one I'm working on most recently. It's like a roll of toilet paper and it's kind of zoomed in on a handle that's reflecting a self-portrait. And it starts with this figure here and it starts to kind of combine and kind of warp as it goes that way. But yeah, that's the one I'm most excited about, and I have a bunch of other work in here. Z is in the same studio building as I am, and so we've collaborated on a wall in the music studio just across the hall over there. So that's like some fun stuff that we've been working on together. And it's just been a really cool experience to have a studio here in downtown LA. I have some of my work here. There's a bunch of like loose paintings on paper, paintings on loose canvas, more panels, some drawings and stuff. I also have some paintings here. A lot of my work I custom build. So these stretcher bars are custom made here in the studio, and I stretch them myself. So yeah, there's like a few different bodies of work here. These more realistic ones are from like a film series I did of photography that I turned into paintings in the same aspect ratio of an iPhone screenshot. So that's where that came from. But I also do a bunch of different things where it's like more expressive and more kind of immediate in the way they're made. Right, so this is like spray paint, and I don't know, there's like pieces of wood in the studio, like just like found objects that I find.
Do any of these
outside.
have titles?
I haven't made titles for them yet. They typically come much later, or when I'm figuring out a show or something like that. But hopefully with this body of work I'll have something to come up with. Typically, like, I paint a lot of the similar photos. Like this image is the same image as this one. So then when that happens, they typically have the same title with numbers on it, like let's say like, I don't know, selfie number 40 something. I'm pretty sure I'm on like 40 something at this point with like the selfies.
That's what I do too when I write my songs.
Yeah.
Man, the title.
It's just like easier when you're like using the same stuff to just number them.
Yes.
And it's like, I think it's even more impressive for people to know like, oh, you're on like the 50th like iteration of this same thing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I also play with like different materials. So like if it's not canvas, it's this like see-through material. Which is fun too. But yeah, that's the studio. That's a little overview.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Hey, welcome to Vibrant Frequency Studio. I am the letter Z, and we have
Clarisse. I'm an oil painter.
Oil painter. And how did you get into oil painting?
I started oil painting when I was in college. I mean, I started off drawing, but when I went to school, I just started picking up painting. So, yeah.
Very interesting. Well,
We're gonna be making juices.
Right, for our interview, since we are both creatives, we use our creativity in another way and make some juices. So we have some organic Persian cucumbers.
Ooh, nice.
3 for you, 3 for me.
Wow.
And then we have some gala apples, gala apples.
Nice.
Okay, I rushed them off.
Oh my gosh. This looks great. Take the sticker off.
Yeah, I left one so you could take yours off. Okay.
I brought some pineapple for us to use.
Very nice, very kind. Yes.
This is gonna be a good combination.
It is. It's about to be delicious. I'm so excited. I love juicing. And we have some blueberries.
Wow.
Blueberries are my favorite to juice because they're pretty much good for everything. Antioxidants.
Yeah.
Good for your mental health.
It's a superfood.
Superfood. So I love blueberries. Love cucumbers for hydration.
Oh yeah.
And apples because they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Wow. Yes. I think that's real.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. I think so too. And pineapples because who doesn't love pineapples?
Exactly. Give it a little tropical twist. Yeah.
And citrus. I don't really know too much, like nutrient-wise, about pineapples. Do you?
I don't know. I'm assuming there's like vitamin C.
100% because it's citrusy.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a lot of fiber, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a fibrous fruit.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And flavor-wise, it's just great. So.
Okay, what should we
Can
start
we
with?
use this one?
Yep.
What are we cutting first? Apple?
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Why not? So I was gonna ask you, what would you say really was the first time you realized that you enjoyed painting?
I started painting for fun, like, pretty young, but I never really took it seriously. I thought it was just like more of a hobby, I guess, or just like a pastime. In high school, I would do a lot of comics and just like random doodling and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, like I just felt like I had a hard time expressing myself with words as a kid, so I had to find like other ways to do that. And I felt like drawing was a big thing for me. And I don't know, I would write poetry, and I played guitar as a kid and had some kind of a musical background. But I just never really pursued it, I guess. It just didn't stick. You know?
It didn't stick?
No, I think like I got like stage fright, or I'm always worried about like how I'm presenting. I don't know, we were talking about this before off camera, that we're like creatives are so like worried about how we're like presenting to the world. And like I think that was a big part of it. And I think painting, like I don't really have to be there and people can still experience it. Like it's not like a big performance or anything like that. So that's like less pressure on me to like, you know, kind of like be this rock star person type. So
yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I would consider, like, say, I'm a writer.
Yeah.
More so because I feel that same way, right? Like it's a lot of pressure. But if you're able to just, like, there's a lot of level of vulnerability, I feel, with art.
Right. What I'm doing now. But it's cool. Like,
And
I feel
then
lucky that I am able to, you know, do other things besides being an artist. I think some people have a hard time with like not having that option. Like they can only be an artist in their lifetime. Which can like put a lot of pressure on making things.
Ooh.
And like having to make money off of that. So I'm lucky.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And with that perspective, actually, the way you phrase that, I think that often as artists or creatives in general, realize that it's not only the art, that you also have to like be a business person as well.
Yeah.
Along with it.
Right, yeah.
So it does put pressure because you can't only just create.
Yeah.
Which would be ideal.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I'm just starting to learn about like how to kind of operate in that with that mindset. Because for a long time I was more in the academic world, like getting grants and residencies. So I would get support from like nonprofit organizations or museums and things like that to make my work. And like sometimes they would get acquired, but there's no real pressure to actually make sales. I would still get money and I would still get the support. But now I'm holding on to a lot of work that I've done in the past. So I feel like there's a time for making the thing, and there's also a time for getting it out there and pushing it forward and like, you know, getting it in people's houses and things like that, you know, and like the commerce side of things. So that's like a difficult thing to like manage and to balance, I guess. Or that's still something I'm learning. So
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I feel like as creatives we constantly create.
Yeah.
So then we have this like archive.
Right.
Of things that's just like, oh man, I need to release it.
Yeah.
Put it out and let people explore it. Okay, maybe so we should move on.
Yes.
I'm starting to eat this food.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, okay, what are you gonna start with? Good.
I guess it really doesn't matter, right? Like you could just like start putting stuff in there. I don't know.
Go ahead.
What's your method? Do you have a method?
Hopefully it cuts on.
Apples first? We can do that first.
Oh my God.
Wait, do we have to turn it on?
More.
More?
Yeah, look like how large this is.
I like broke my juicer. So like I'm like scared.
Oh no, this is a powerful one.
I know, it looks great. Like
hey.
It's like a pro one.
Ooh.
So I want to turn it on. Okay.
The name.
It's a Breville.
Shout out.
Wow.
Good one.
Dang. That's nice. I feel like that was almost like not enough stuff even.
I told you! Like, pack it to the brim.
We packed it and it still wasn't like enough.
No. It didn't do much. Probably should have done 4 apples.
No, it's great. I mean, we have a bunch of other things to put in there, so.
True.
I did yours, just like fill it up there. Let's like add more stuff. I'm like, just like wanna really pack it now. That was so fun. Oh, this is gonna be a juicy one. Do you want to do it?
No. Well, I'll turn it on.
Okay. Oh my god. Wow, that's so fun.
But that's one thing that always gets me about juicing. It's like, geez, where did it go?
Yeah, right? Like, that was a lot of fruit. Wow.
Yeah, that was
Wait, and then what do you do with the pulp?
Oh, well, guess what? I didn't bring the cups.
Oh, I have cups.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I have cups in my seat. I got you.
I just looked around like, oh.
How are we gonna
drink
it? I have ice too.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh.
So funny.
But yeah, so what would you say inspires you?
Oh
Where
my
do you get
gosh.
your inspiration from?
I get inspired by like all the stuff that I see in the world. Just like, and the things that I experience. Not just personally, but also I try to tap into like the collective consciousness. Like, I guess like with the internet and all of that, we have access to what everyone is thinking, or like I guess putting out there, which is kind of like a bizarre thing to think of, right? It's like
it is.
Collective consciousness. Wow.
Do this one time. Yeah, but some of them look a little thick, but it's okay. We got enough. Like, you see that? Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. You probably have to push it more slowly down.
Oh, I pushed it too fast.
Maybe.
Well, how do we do it? You have to redo it?
No. We're going to skip that section today because that's going to get messy.
Yeah.
Even though I already need to clean, but.
Let's throw more of this stuff in there. But yeah, I'm inspired by a lot of the stuff I see on the internet. And like, how, like we were just talking about presentation and how people present ourselves. It's like, and how we like the difference between how we perceive ourselves versus how other people's perceive us, and like the masks we put on. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's something that, I don't know, like we just like put on this persona when we're online and it's not really our true self. But it's like, what even is our true self? Like, what even is that?
Yeah, I saw something recently that said initially we weren't even supposed to be able to see ourselves, like in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if a mirror never existed and you never knew what you looked like.
Right.
Like, how would you feel? How would you walk throughout the world?
Do you feel like you would be more free if you didn't see yourself?
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of stuff is based on perception.
Yeah.
And we spend a lot of times, like...
what are people gonna think about?
Packing it. Okay, I think we got
that. Is crazy.
We just started packing it.
It's good. I'll turn it on.
Ooh.
That's a pretty color.
It almost looks like beet juice.
Right? You can see all the layers.
Yes. Vibrant Frequency, we're here with Clarisse. We're back. We just made a bomb juice with...
Wow.
With,
Looks amazing.
Right?
I can't wait to try it. There's apple, pineapple, cucumber, and blueberries.
Yes, we see the blueberries make up the most.
Yeah, it looks so, like, it looks like beets almost, we were saying earlier. Wow. Looks gorgeous. Let's try it. We've got some ice in these, like, little cups here. Let's try it.
Ooh, it's a little frothy. It looks like sherbet.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, it looks like wine almost.
Almost.
Or grape juice or something. Oh, wow. I can't wait to try it. Wow. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's really good. Wow.
Okay. So, as we're tasting our juice, I think I would like to ask you, what would be a piece of advice you would give to aspiring artists?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would tell them to, I guess it just depends, like, I don't know, like, for me, like, because I went to school for art, like, I went to art school, so, like, there was a lot of voices telling me what to do or what not to do. I guess that's normal for, like, any creative field, like, everyone has their own opinion, and it's just, like, freely telling you their opinion, whether you ask for it or not, right? So what I want to say is to just stay true to yourself and, like, forget, it's really easier said than done, but it's like, forget what other people have to say and kind of just, like, go with your authentic voice and what feels natural for you to express yourself. I think that's like how to get, like, real creativity and, like, just, like, the raw emotional expression to be able to come out is if you're real with yourself instead of, like, trying to please other people, you know?
So how do you feel like you learned that? What made you come to that realization?
I think that's, like, always something that people have encouraged for me. Like, I think, and also just from, like, observing other great artists in general, like, I noticed that they have certain strengths and they just lean towards that instead of, like, trying to do something that's like not for them, you know, like, just, like, kind of, like, appeasing what other people want. I mean, it works for a little bit and you, like, gain some success, like, going with what everybody wants, but in the end of the day, if you're not satisfied, like,
right,
I don't think it's worth it. I guess I just learned it through, like, listening to a lot of interviews, also, like, artist talks and things like that.
Who are some of your favorite artists? Like, who do you...
I listen to, like, Rick Rubin interviews.
Okay. I mean, like, artists, like, as far as, like, painting wise.
Yeah. I love,
Is Rick Rubin a painter?
He's not a painter.
Okay, I didn't think so.
He's
I was
not
like,
a painter, but like he has like really good advice for creatives, you know, and he does say things like follow your natural inclinations toward things and be weird and be yourself, all of that stuff. And I think it's still valid for all creative fields, not just music. But I really love like Philip Guston or Lisa Yuskevich. She has a show at David Zwirner right now, and she paints these like sexy women in the studio. Like that's like her subject matter. So like I feel like we have like similar things that we go for when we're painting, you know. So that's like fun to look at. I like Jenny Saville. She's like a London painter, and she does these like grotesque figures where they look like they're decaying almost. But she made these like really huge paintings of like nude, like plus sized people. And like just like their flesh, and like just like painting that, like the way she painted it, it's so beautiful. You know, it's like, it's just crazy. But I think there was a time too when she painted here in LA for a while, and she would go to the plastic surgeons here in LA and just watch open surgeries, like people cutting up like faces and stuff, and just like observing like how they're doing it. And it's like she's just like questioning like what people are doing to themselves to achieve this ideal, you know, and like what we do to our bodies to like, you know, it's like it's all these things.
And speaking to that, is there anything that you do to like kind of get you in the mood to paint, or like when you
Definitely
inspiration?
Definitely. I like to do some research. I like to when you ask me like if I have painters that I like to look at, there's so many. I have like an entire folder and folders within folders of just like paintings and like people's paintings throughout history, throughout people that are still alive now. Listening to artist talks is like a big thing. When I listen to people talking about painting, I'm just like, oh, I want to do it. Like, I just want to paint too. Or sometimes like looking at a painting that's just like it looks like they had so much fun painting that makes me want to go paint too, you know. Also, like, I paint a lot from my own photographs or my own memories, so sometimes like looking back at my old photos make me want to paint. I'm like, oh, this could be a good painting, this could be fun, you know. Like, so just looking for like different references helps me find inspiration.
Yeah, I feel like that's wonderful because like painting a picture, right? Like it's a picture that's captured, but then you give your own perspective of that picture. It's like we're seeing through your lens of what happened in that time. So I feel like you're allowing us as the consumer or the audience to really see, you know, your lens and your vision on that. That's what I love like about your art. I feel like I can really connect to it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's like when I look at a photograph, I'm like thinking about like how can I push it further than just the photo itself, right? So it's like how can I like push the space to make it look even more exaggerated, or like the colors more vibrant, or like just how can I play off of this and make it more me, like have more of my touch than just the photo. Because I feel like if it was just the photo, then I could just print it out and like have it up on a wall. Like, how is this different than just the photo itself? Yeah,
it's the way you convey your perspective. It's beautiful. And then I also wanted to ask you something about how you've been getting in, or you've been experimenting with the textures of the canvas. That's very interesting with the see-through and
I feel like it's all like experimentation to me. Like, I started off playing with materiality when there was like this big truck that was full of fabric, like big rolls of fabric for, I think it was for upholstery. So just like they were like restoring old couches, like vintage couches that were really expensive. So they had all this fabric, and they closed. They're out of business, and it's all in these trucks. And they were just like giving them away for free. And they were like, anyone who takes them, just take them.
All the fabric?
So yeah, so it was just like I went there, I climbed these like mountains of fabric, like picked up like random big rolls of fabric, and started using that as canvas because I was broke and I didn't want to buy canvases. You know, I like started building my own canvases, like I couldn't afford it. So that's when it started, like playing with like materiality, textures, different fabrics. I'm like trying to expand, like painting doesn't have to be just paint on canvas. It could be like other things. You know? But I feel like now I'm starting to become even more traditional, where I'm still playing with different fabrics, but it's more in a controlled environment. Like I'm more like intentional about it instead of just like, ooh, I found it, so I'm using it. You know? It's like there's more intentional behind using see-through material. Is like the idea of layers of the self, or like the masks that we put on, and like trying to get to the bottom of it. It's like the deeper you go, maybe you'll find the true self, but maybe that doesn't even exist, right? Like maybe your outer appearance is also a form of true self. I don't know, like it's all like just me questioning everything and like trying to find the answers through making, but it just keeps giving me more questions. You know,
I'm like, you're giving me more questions. That's how I'm feeling, because I was like, the first one I was gonna I guess respond to was that how you said it was a situation that you were in that was kind of uncomfortable, right? But then these fabrics just kind of fell into your hands and gave you a different outlook on how to create.
Yeah.
Which I feel happens a lot in life. Like you'll be in like a rut, but then something beautiful will come out of it.
Unexpected too. Like it just happens. And you don't realize. And then you blink, and next thing you know, you're on like a weird path that you didn't know you would be in, you know? I think that's like the beauty of creativity, is like you fall into a rabbit hole. And then you're in it.
And it's like the layers that you continue to like peel down, right, of yourself. Right. I think that's what's amazing about being an artist, because you're not just that one layer.
Yeah.
You know, it's your many different versions of yourself, and being able to express that like in your art is so beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. And then like that see-through material, it's like it's silk screen, so then it's also just like the idea of a screen and like your phone and stuff. So I'm just like trying to make connections that way. So I don't know if any of that actually shows through from like someone just viewing it, but those are like what I'm thinking about while I'm making it. Yeah.
And I think that's why it's important to interview the artist, because then you get that deeper perspective. Because I enjoy going to museums. I enjoy paintings because I feel like it gives me a deeper perspective on life, on history, on the time period, you know, that we're in currently. And it allows me to, even as like someone who writes, to get a perspective and be inspired by something different, like a different medium.
Yes. It's so important to like tap into other things too, because like sometimes you just get lost in one thing when there's like all these other ways of expression, and histories behind all of it too. Like there's just so much to dive deep into. So
without art, I feel like history would be lost.
Yes 100%.
So I think I actually asked all of the questions.
Nice. Sweet.
Without even that one we can get to later, but I think this has been amazing. We're in the studio with Clarisse. We're at Vibrant Frequency. Clarisse, where can we find you if people would like to go and view your art? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at clarisse.artist. And I'm shadow banned on there, so you have to type in the entire thing.
Type it in. All of it.
Because, like, the paintings I make are kind of NSFW. So beware. But, yeah, you can find me there. And then you can find me in my studio here in downtown LA. You can find me on the internet if you Google my name, Clarisse Abelarde. And my website should pop up and other things. So yeah, those are a few ways you can get in touch with me. And thank you so much for having me. This has been really great.
So much fun.
And this juice was so good.
Yes.
Thank you. All the cucumbers are still there. That's so funny.